Welcome, one and all, to the first, and good morning. My name is Dennis Randall, and I'll be the guest preacher this morning, or speaker. I don't have a divinity degree, so I'm just speaking. Whether this is your first time here, or you've been here so many times you can't count, you are welcome on your journey to find this place of sanctuary, safety, and hopefully sanity, with a little bit of humor thrown in. This is usually the service that is the thinnest of the year, and tradition holds true. So welcome, you noble and brave few. We'll now have the chalice lighting, and you want to introduce our chalice lighter?
And Dennis, if you would light it for us, please. The reading comes from Lois Van Leer. It's called On the Brink of a New Year. We light this chalice on the brink of a new year, letting go of what has been, open and hopeful for what may come, renewed, restored, ready to live life fully anew. May we move forward with intention. Please rise as you are willing and able, and join us in singing hymn number 344, A Promise Through the Ages.
Now is the time for our offering. This is the time and place where we say yes to things we value, yes to this congregation, our faith, and our denomination, and our mission.
Winter is a quiet celebration. All the earth is still, silent and serene. Winter is a time for contemplation, time to reminisce, time to hope and dream. In the breathtaking moments of a winter day begun, the hush of early dawn, the golden glow of sun, we see promise and harmony. All the earth is one in tranquility. Winter is a quiet celebration. All the earth is still. Underneath the snow is falling. Winter is a time for contemplation. Time to reminisce by the fire's glow. In the breathtaking moments of a cold and wintry night, the calm of eventide, the moon's elusive light, we see promise and harmony. All the earth is one, is in tranquility. Winter is a quiet celebration,
The following is attributed to Gautama Buddha. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. That inspired the following writings by Rumni Saha. In 2018, I embarked on an 8,000-mile journey to meet the Dalai Lama. I meticulously planned the trip after learning that the man who I had worshipped all my life would be coming to his adopted home in India. It would be the trip of a lifetime. Me, an exuberant mother, meeting the Bodhisattva of compassion and sharing that audacious aspiration of loving kindness with her sons. We reached Dharamshala, nestled at the edge of the Himalayas after a grueling 25-hour journey from Boston. All I could think about was meeting His Holiness. My lifelong dream was about to come true. My bliss evaporated when I found out that the Dalai Lama had just left Dharamshala. To say that I was devastated would be an understatement. But on our final day in the Himalayan kingdom, we visited Norumlinka Institute, the epicenter of Tibetan culture. A young monk at the entrance informed us that parts of the monastery were closed. My frustration resurfaced. I blurted out how unfortunate this whole trip had been for me. And with a twinkle in his eyes, he beckoned to us. Well, what would have been different if you had met His Holiness? He continued as if reading my mind. You would have taken a selfie with him, right? That moment would have passed in a second without you experiencing it. Maybe the universe is trying to tell you something. Enjoy these precious moments. Live these treasured experiences which you may never relive again. He named the things to be grateful for. My boys, the beauty around us, and his words woke me up. It was as if the Maya illusion that had surrounded me was finally lifted. The loving force with which he gently admonished me was humbling. My initial resistance gave way to a sense of gratitude. The truth was that I had traveled across the world to pose with the Dalai Lama. The meeting was going to be the trophy of my lifetime. My impulses had run counter to the teachings of the man I had revered. I learned that day that the frame around us is the one perfect picture. Holiness is within us. Wholeness is around us. A selfie with the Dalai Lama is just one moment in time. And she closes with this prayer. May we live every moment, even when the world seems to be closing down on us. May we cultivate the capacity to wage peace within us.
Let us begin by centering ourselves and taking a deep breath and exhaling. Just feel the moment. And one more time. Good morning, and dare I say, happy almost New Year. For the last 12 months, I feel like I've been living through a very bad science fiction novel. This isn't the future I dreamed of as a kid. Instead of flying cars, we've got wandering lights in the skies over New Jersey, a changing climate where the weather has grown weird, and in 51 hours, we'll turn the page and finally say goodbye to 2024. An unprecedented year of anxiety, tribulation, and for many disappointment, and also for many confirmation. Where there are winners, there are also losers. In a little over 3 weeks, we'll have a new president and all that comes with that. Now, when I was a kid, well, not actually a kid, when I was a young adult, my dad used to live in California, 3 years behind the East, 3 weeks, blah, blah. All right, let's try this one more time. It's written down here. My dad used to live in California, 3 hours behind the East Coast. We had a New Year's tradition. At the stroke of midnight every year, I would call him and warn, "Dad, go back, it's a trap. The New Year is just like last year, just with different numbers." It was a joke told once a year, and thank goodness it never grew really too old. Doubt and anxiety now crowd our thoughts and shadow our minds as we face an uncertain future. I don't know about you, but today sometimes I feel like a stranger in a very strange land. When reality is apparently fluid and negotiable, alternative facts rule the airwaves, and the truth itself is adrift in an ocean of lies. It is far too easy to lose our way unless we find a true compass to guide us through the maze. I suggest that we look to the 7 principles that are the values and the foundation of our faith. The inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equality, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and the encouragement of spiritual growth within our congregations, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the right of conscience, and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large, the goal of a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, respect for the interdependent web of all existence that we are a part of. Because I have a poor memory for lists, I've summarized the principles of our faith into a code by which I try to live. It goes like this: fear is the father of all lies. Therefore, I vow to be truthful and kind to all I meet. I will not be cruel. I shall treat friends and foes, family and strangers alike, with respect, dignity, and compassion. I shall not hate. I'm a work in progress. We all are. I once heard a Native American shaman tell the story that within each of us lives two wolves engaged in an endless battle for control of our spirit. One is angry, fearful, and filled with hate. The other is loving, hopeful, and kind. He was asked by a young boy in attendance, which one will prevail? He looked at the boy and responded, "Why? It's the one that you choose to feed." There's a time storm coming, my friends, and changes upon the wind. In the days, months, and years to come, we as a people, a congregation, and a church are going to be very likely confronted with events beyond our experiences. How we choose to react to them will guide and shape our future as we navigate the shifting currents and swirling tides of these bewildering times. This church, this sanctuary, has always been a beacon of hope and freedom, especially in perilous times. We are the keepers of the flame, and were the keepers of the flame during the Revolutionary War and the struggle to create a new nation free from this despotic rule of a tyrant king. It's in our blood and part of our DNA. When darkness falls and the tempest rages in the gloom, lighthouse keepers know that this is their time to shine. We are lighthouse keepers. As Reverend Emily reminded us on Christmas Eve, only light can divide the night. The response to hate should never be more hatred. There's already too much of that in the world. Why add to the darkness? Fear and hope are two of the most powerful forces that exist within the human mind. And oddly enough, each of these emotions can be experienced fully and completely without a logical reason whatsoever. As children, we can be afraid of things that don't exist, like monsters under our bed. When I shared my fears with my grandmother, she used to laugh, give me a hug, and tell me, "Dennis, any monsters under your bed will only be there by your invitation. If you don't want them under your bed, tell them to go away, and they will vanish like the morning mist." She was a wise and loving grandmother, and she was right. I told them to go away. It took 1 or 2 nights. I wasn't that commandful as a child, but they did go away, and they're no longer there. Most of the time, fear is a choice. We can be afraid of things that haven't yet happened and may, in fact, never take place. What a waste of anxiety. Now, I'm not saying there aren't things to worry about and there aren't things worthy of fear. Of course there are. Fear is a precious and instinctive survival tool that should be reserved for the things that will actually harm us or the people we love. Like a pack of rabid dogs running toward us at full tilt, or the moment we hit a patch of black ice and we lose control of our vehicle and it starts to skid into oncoming traffic. In those terrifying moments, adrenaline kicks in. Our mind is focused on the threat, and we act swiftly to avoid danger. At that moment, fear is the correct choice. The trouble is that generalized, irrational fears can be added to the mix, along with genuine, real fears, making everything worse. Living in a constant state of fearful anxiety is a miserable existence. We aren't fearful of things that have happened to us in the past. We're only fearful of what might happen to us tomorrow. We don't hope for a better yesterday. Hope, like fear, is a future-based emotion. Hope is our pathway out of despair because it puts something in place that hasn't yet happened, a future, a tomorrow. Hope is the belief that tomorrow can be better, brighter, and more positive than the present we are currently experiencing. But a wonderful future doesn't happen by accident. It needs to be first imagined and then created. Our dreams nourish it and bring it to life. I am not naive. We are living in challenging times, and there is much to be concerned about. To prevail, we need to view reality with clear eyes and see things as they are at this moment, not with an overlay of fear that what they may become in the future. See events now, still the voices warning us of all these things that are going to happen. I have a feeling some of the worst things that may happen or that we are fearful of happening, some will occur. Many will collapse of their own incompetence. Last night I saw upon the stairs a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish that little man would go away. In the times to come, in the weeks to come, in the months to come, and a life to come, we need to feed the correct wolf. We need one another. We are our brothers and sisters' keepers, whether we want to be or not. This sanctuary is a place we have to center ourselves, to find refuge from the storm, and to feed the better wolf. We need each other, and let us stay together. And trust me, we're going to get through this. We are going to get through this. Last thing to say about anxiety, about uncertain times. This is nothing new. We've been living through uncertain times all of our lives. My grandmother used to tell me when I would worry about the news or atomic weapons or the missiles and stuff, because we lived on the edge of Armageddon every day. Guess what? We still do. She told me, if worry is going to change things and make them better, worry away and I'll worry with you. But if there's nothing you can do about it from where you stand, don't bother. Deal with what happens, not what might happen. That is how we will survive. And trust me, we will. We'll get through this. And now, we have Come Sing a Song with Me, a musical meditation.
Please join in singing. Come, sing a song with me.